Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kepada Habib Ahmad bin Zainal Abidin Darajat Jannah wa infa'na bihim. Inna lillahi wa akhrahu ila hadratin Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Al-Fatihah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نويت التعلم والتعليم والتذكر والتذكير والنفع والانتفاع والإفادة والاستفادة والحث على التمسك بكتاب الله وسنة رسوله والدعاء إلى الهدى والدلالة على الخير ابتغاء وجه الله ومرضاته وقربه وثوابه آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. وبعد. So we have reached at the virtues of the heart in our kitab Risalatul Jami'ah by Abdurrahman Balkhi. So we continue. Last week we stopped at generosity. Yeah. So next one is confident about one's rizq. Confident about one's provision, that is rizq. So there are many numerous ayahs in the Quran mentioning about sustenance or rizq or provision. So one of it is Allah have said, Allah is He who created you, then make and give your sustenance, then He causes you to die, then brings you to life. And also there is not a beast in the earth, but the sustenance thereof depends on Allah. So Allah confirms that all sustenance are from Him. So He have confirmed to us that He will give us sustenance, not anyone else. But He can give through someone. He can give through an employer or parents, through someone else. But it is from Him, not from that person. So we have to trust Allah 100% that this rizq has already been provision for us. It has been portion for us. So then the more taqwa we have, the more help we will get from Allah. So give Allah more of your time and worships and obedience. So the more you worship and the more you obey Allah, the more Allah will help. The more Allah will help us. In the Quran, Allah said, whoever is God-fearing, have taqwa, He will make a way out for him and will provide him from where he does not expect. So it is clear that He will help. Allah will help us in our rizq and in everything, as long as we give Him our taqwa. But this does not mean that we go to the extreme of leaving our work and obligations to ourselves and our family, as we are also commanded to strive to obtain our rizq. So Allah said in the Quran, and when the prayer is ended, then disperse in the land and seek of Allah's bounty. Surah Al-Jum'ah. So we should instead move our limbs and strive. Move our limbs and strive, but leave to Allah whatever He have decided for us, and be thankful and have gratitude in whatever He have allocated for us. So we strive, we try to get the rizq, but then whatever comes out from our efforts, then leave it to Allah and don't be despair in whatever we have gotten. So in striving for rizq, we should not compromise on the prohibitions of Allah and have confidence in Allah's promise, and He will open the way. So as long as we don't compromise on the prohibitions and do whatever Allah asks, so the rizq is there and it won't be changed. Either whatever we do, the rizq that has been apportioned to us is there. In the Quran, Allah also said, Allah grants the provision to whomsoever He wills abundantly and grants others in strict measures. So Allah gives some of His creation a lot of rizq, abundant, and some He give little. So that's up to Him, and we have to just be grateful for whatever we have get. We have been apportioned for. So, and Allah also says, "Verily, Allah provides sustenance to whom He wills without measure." Yeah, same thing. So Allah will give to whoever He wants to, a lot or little, then that is up to Him. So our part is we just put in effort to get our provisions. And don't be despair. We should also have full trust and certainty in Allah. We should have tawakkul in providing us, that Allah is providing us with whatever we need according to His knowledge. And although these needs can come through others, like an employer, etc., like I mentioned just now, so we should have tawakkul that the provision is enough for us. And if we feel that it's not enough, then that's it's our perception. So we have to be grateful that if it's we think that it's not enough, it's still good. That means that Allah is might be testing us in patience and all. So we will be rewarded in our patience and our tawakkul. So like there's in a hadith, uh, is something like everything for a believer, anything that happens to a believer is good. Anything. So it's up to us to take it, how we take it. So whether uh, uh, we take it as good or bad is due to our perception. So anything that happens to a believer is good. The outcome is good. So, and although that Allah asks us to have tawakkul, but self-inflicting poverty is not the way that the Prophet ﷺ have recommended. He does not ask us to be poor, and he does not um, ask us to like self-inflicting poverty to ourselves, self-inflict poverty to ourselves. But if it's fated that we are poor, then we have to be patient. However, fear of poverty is also a bad opinion of Allah. Fear of poverty, because Rasulullah SAW, he did not ask for poverty, but he did ask for refuge from poverty. So, in the hadith, Rasulullah SAW said, "Oh Allah, I seek refuge from you from disbelief and poverty." So he did ask from Allah refuge from disbelief and poverty. That means fear of poverty. That means he's when if he becomes poor, then he will not uh, he does not fear becoming poor. That is what he asks from Allah. And yeah, poverty, because poverty, Rasulullah SAW also understand that poverty. Why he mentioned disbelief and poverty in the same ayah, in the same hadith, in the same doa. Oh Allah, I seek refuge from you from disbelief and poverty, because he knows that poverty can lead to disbelief and your tawakkul. Because if some people, when being tested with poverty, they will be they can lead to disbelief and what bad opinion of Allah. Complaining that why is this happening to me and such and such. So that is wrong. So if we are tested with poverty, then we should have patience and ask Allah from to make to open up our rizq. Like And all we can do is have taqwa and strive uh, to gain provision. The rest we leave to Allah. Imam Ali bin Abu Talib said, Islam stands on four pillars: certainty, that is yakin, then justice, adl, then patience, sabr, and strive, jihad, strive or struggle, jihad. So what is it? Certainty. He said, certainty. There are two things. Your actions are sincerely. That means that your actions are sincerely for Allah only, and not expecting any rewards from this world or any of Allah's creation. So you are not expecting anything. Your actions and worship, your obedience are sincerely for Allah only. And second thing is to have faith in Allah's promises in the Quran. That is regarding sustenance. So we have to have tawakkul. We have to have faith in Allah's promises in the Quran. Allah have already promised that He will uh, He will provide us with our sustenance and our provision, our rizq. So have faith in that, and we should be okay. And secondly is justice. Justice also he said there are two things. If you have obligations towards others, give them their rights before being demanded of the rights. And if others have obligations towards you, be gentle when demanding your rights. It's not that you cannot demand, but be gentle. Give them time to what to give them your rights. Be gentle and give them time to give you your rights. Or the best is just forgo your rights if you can afford so. Then third one is patience, sabr. Be patient in performing what Allah has made obligatory, faraid, and also be patient in avoiding what Allah has prohibited. Then the last one is strive or jihad, struggle, not to lose sight of your enemy, that is shaitan, for he never lose sight of you. So do not neglect shaitan. He's saying he is like a wolf among the sheep who will prey on those who are not diligent. So if you are not aware of the shaitan coming to to trick you, then he will you will fall into the trick. And most of the fitnah or trials of sons of Adam are in accumulating wealth. So be contented with little wealth, so it will not lead you astray. Then the next one is dislike of this world, dislike of the dunya. That is whatever exceed in the Ihya said that is whatever exceed your needs in this world. Whatever Islam have within the guidelines of Islam, whatever exceed that is you do not have to you can do without it. So it's best to leave it. But that doesn't mean you cannot indulge in what entertainment and all, but keep it to moderate or low, not indulge in too much of the dunya. So the Quran, Allah says in the Quran, know that the life of this world is only play and amusement, a show and boasting amongst yourself, a quest for greater riches and more children. Its similitude is that of vegetation that flourish after rain, the growth of which delights the tillers. Then it withers and you see it turn yellow. Soon it becomes dry and crumbles away. In the hereafter there will be either severe punishment or forgiveness from Allah and His good pleasure. The life of this world is nothing but an illusion. So Allah have said in the Quran that the life of this world is nothing but an illusion. So there's no point in chasing the dunya. So, but if like if you go for the dunya, then make it put in good intentions to make use of whatever excess you have to the way of God, to the way of Allah. So Ibn Abbas said, Allah has made this dunya into three parts. One part for the mu'min, the believers. One part for the munafiq, the hypocrites. And one part for the kafir, the disbelievers. So the mu'min provides, the munafiq adorn, and the kafir enjoy. So quite nicely said. So the mu'min provides, the munafiq adorn, and the kafir enjoy. So the mu'min always gives whatever they have access. And Al-Hamdani, he said, and the soldiers of the dunya are 10. Ostentation, riya, indecency, fawahish, discontentment, pastime, entertainment, play, falsehood, slander, deceitment, hatred, confusion in keeping the Sharia or mixing the Sharia. So all these are the soldiers of the dunya which we should stay away from. We have went through some of this ostentation and discontentment and some of it. So all these are what Allah have prohibited us from doing. So these are the soldiers of the dunya. And the Quran also said, in the Quran, Allah said, and seek the abode of the hereafter with the wealth that Allah has given you, and do not forget your part in this world, and do favors to others the way Allah has favored you, and do not seek to cause turmoil in the earth. Indeed, Allah does not like the mischievous. So in this, the ayah, wabtaghi fima atakum, وابتغ فيما آتاك الله الدار الآخرة ولا تنسى نصيبك من الدنيا وأحسن كما أحسن الله إليك ولا تبغي الفساد في الأرض ولا تبغي الفساد في الأرض إن الله يحب المفسد إن الله لا يحب المفسدين. So Allah is saying, and seek the abode of the hereafter with the wealth that Allah has given you. So Allah has given you wealth. So whatever extra you have, use the wealth wisely. Use it for yourself and your whoever you need to use on, like your kids, your child, your wife, or whoever you have you are obligated to take care of. Then the rest, do use it wisely. Use it, and seek the abode of the hereafter with the wealth that Allah has given to you. So that means spend it in the way of Allah. But then do not forget your part in this world. So you can have some entertainment, and you even you don't need to go do without your Mercedes Benz and BMW and whatever big houses. Can, but not don't make it into a need. Like once you grow, the wealth grows, the wants become the need. So that's what is we should avoid. So if you have already a good house, a big house, so we don't need another house. So we can instead spend that money to give someone a house, something like that. And we have one car, we don't need a second car. But if you need a two cars, then okay, you need two cars. But if you just need one, then one is enough. So the rest you put it into good use, and do not set a pattern or a trend towards something bad, like what, going to spending on like nonsense stuff, where I spend like, let's say, going for a concert which costs $1,000. So that is like only for the rich, and without the rich, that industry cannot sustain. So instead of spending $1,000 on a concert, might as well you give to feed the poor, unless maybe you really need to see the concert, maybe once in a lifetime you do it, then don't do it again. I mean, so spend the wealth wisely. That is what uh, the gist of it is. Spend the wealth wisely in the way of Allah. And Muslims should strive to excel, but our priority should be the hereafter, especially those who are financially free or financially stable. They should give back to the community like what Allah has helped, like how Allah have helped them to build their wealth. Like the Allah, in the previous ayat, Allah said that, and the way and do favors to others the way Allah has favored you. So Allah have helped you to build your wealth. So now you have accumulated good amount of wealth. So it's time for you to give back to the community in the way of Allah. Do da'wah and help the poor and all. And the third one is hostility towards the lower ego, the nafs, and towards shaitan. This is a good virtue of the heart. So we should have hostility towards our own self, our own lower ego, our nafs, and towards shaitan. So to go against our ego is to go. We should go against our ego, our lower nafs, and desires, and the shaitan, in whatever Allah have disliked or prohibited. So whatever Allah have disliked and Allah dislike and prohibit, we should stay away and to avoid to fight our ego and desires and shaitan in falling into all this dislike or prohibited actions. And Al-Hamdani said, the soldiers of ego are 10. Cravings, lust, miserliness, bukhul, and aspirations and deviation. Number 6 is hard-heartedness, bad characters, hope or long hope, tulul amal, long hope, and greed and laziness. All these are the soldiers of ego. And the soldiers of desires are 10. Envy, oppression, likes to respond, like to respond and answer people, and arrogance and rancor, cunning, whisperings on over concern with things, waswas. This is waswas, and disobedient, bad opinion, and debate, loves to debate. All these are the soldiers of desires. So all this we should avoid. We should try to avoid all these characters when it's pointing towards what Allah dislike or prohibit, like cravings. We do also, everybody will have some craving, but that doesn't mean all cravings are bad. If you crave for a Coke, let's say, then it's okay, but then not too much Coke. I mean, but these are the type, the character, the craving, and the lust, and the miserliness. All these are ego things that are being loved by the ego, and also the desires. Same thing. So, by the way, ego is nafs, and desires is what is that? Hawa. It's called hawa. So we should disobey. We should also disobey shaitan's whisper when engaging in any worldly things. So if we find that when we are engaging in worldly things, worldly stuff, then shaitan's whisper comes in. We should protect ourselves. That means we have to be careful. We have to fight that whisper, or that what that that wanting to do something bad, because that is shaitan's whisper. And Al-Hamdani said, the soldiers of Iblis are 10. It is they are transgression, dishonesty, disbelief, living trustworthiness. That means becoming living trustworthiness, amanah. You are what? being untrustworthy, then tale-bearing or gossip, then hypocrisy, deception or swindling, doubts about the oneness of God, then going against what has been commanded by Allah, and negligence in the Sunnah of the Prophet. So negligence in the Sunnah of the Prophet is one major thing uh, uh, that is happening. Uh, the rest also happening, but there is one story about um, um, it was related that this someone who is fasik, who's not proper, tries to conquer the place, the village, and he saw that the entire village is very good. They are pious people. So he thinks about how shall I make them into turn them into fasik, turn them into like so-called people who don't really care about the Sharia and Islamic don't really care about God. So they think what he did was, I think he he stopped one of the sunnah. He like I can't forget. I can't remember what, but he something like siwak. He stopped the use of siwak and stopped the sales of siwak or something. So after a year, then he found that the people are less uh, less less pious and less God fearing, just because they have dropped certain sunnah. So that has an effect. Negligence in the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ has an effect in our God fearing and our piety. That because that is one of the soldiers of Iblis. And hypocrisy, tale bearing, all these being, if you see that all this transgression, dishonesty, disbelief, living trustworthiness, all are bad traits. These are the soldiers of Iblis. So of course they want us to be bad. So next one is the love. We will continue next week, inshallah. Allah alam. ربنا انفعنا بما علمتنا ربي علمنا الذي ينفعنا ربي فقنا وفق أهلنا وقرابة لنا في ديننا مع أهل القدس وأنت وذكر ربي وفقنا ووفقهم لما ترتضي قولا وفعلا كرما ورزق الكل حلالا دائما وأخلا أتقى علماء نحظى بالخير ونكفى كل شر وربنا أصلح لنا كل شؤون وأجرنا بالرضا منك العيون واقضي عنا ربنا كل ديون قبل أن تأتينا رسول منون واغفر واستر أنت أكرم من ستر وصلاة الله تغشى المصطفى من إلى الحق دعانا والوفاء بكتاب فيه للناس شفاء وعلى الآل الكرام الشرفاء وعلى الصحب مصابه الغرار اللهم اهدنا بهداك واجعلنا ممن يسارع في رضاك ولا تولنا وليا سواك ولا تجعلنا ممن خلف أمرك وعصاك وحسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العظيم صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم الحمد لله رب العالمين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته